Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for The High Lord, Book 3 of the Black Magicians trilogy by Trudy Canavan. So, as always, I'm going to give it the good, the bad, and the furry. To start off the furry, aside from the names of some of the thieves, there isn't any. Moving along. So this is Book 3, and I'll have my links to the reviews that I did for 1 and 2 down below, but spoiler alerts for them just to start off with for 1 and 2. Book 1, you can skip it. It's sort of like episode 1 of Star Wars. You can skip it and not miss anything for the story. Book 2, it's better. There's more interesting things. It's nice to see some exploration, but it's very, very frustrating in the way that, like, Book 2 of Twilight or whatever book that Dolores Umbridge was in charge in Harry Potter, it's that kind of frustrating. So, reader beware. And then there's this one, where all of the cool things happen. So I think there's just enough in the Novice to build things up so that you really get a lot of the payoff in this. And I super enjoyed how the magic was used and some of the character backstory that we got and the character development that we got with some of them. And again, why I like this book trilogy to begin with, from what I remember when I first read it, was just because of how the magic is implemented, and you get to see a lot of that here. I don't know if I quite buy the dynamic, like how some of the dynamics were between Sonia and the High Lord, but I do appreciate how it's written in I would say, the most believable way that it could be. So, good job for the author with that. What I will say, though, is that I think that this book it's a bit preachy. So, in the first one, Danil is helping out trying to find Sonia. Great. In the second one, he's trying to find the High Lord's power, and then turns out that he's, so again, spoiler alerts, turns out that he's gay. And then in this one, it's a lot of it's like, oh, he's trying to do things but not get discovered that he's gay, or like, okay, now it's come out because he needed to use that as leverage, but like, what's going to happen to him? Because basically the society of where the magicians are at is not accepting of gays. And so, like, they don't stone them to death, but like, they're dishonored, they lose their status, and they can't hold any high office, and people just kind of shun them. It's just like, ugh. And like, this book was written in 2004. Like, that's when these books came out. So this was back when I think Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still going on, and it was not legal at the federal level maybe for anything beyond civil unions. I don't know, but it was clearly, it was having a message, and it was trying to push, like, see, it's just fine for these guys to be gay. Like, what's the problem? And this society, the government is wrong for doing this, and people are wrong for shunning this. And, like, I get it, but there's a way to do that without being so preachy. And the way that you could have done that is by having his storyline culminate and matter. And it doesn't. That's the thing that bugs me the most about this, is that I'm fine with having that whole, like, preachy about the ridiculousness of the society. Like, that's fine. That's great, even. But you devote so much of this book and the previous book to Danil and his relationship and his character development, and it doesn't lead anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. Like, the climax of the book and what is happening there, like, if you had removed Danil, wouldn't have changed a goddamn thing. Like, it's frustrating to have so much, and it just lead to nowhere. If all of that had built to something, I'd have been like, hell yeah. But no, it didn't build anywhere. So I feel like if this book was written today, it would be because, like, instead of him being gay, it would be about him or his friend being trans, or trying to transition kids or something. Like, that would be the message that they're trying to get across. But because it was 2004, it was about gays. And I read books for fun, and this was it, because it did not matter to the overall story. It just felt preachy. So, be aware of that going in. But the Sonia part of the storyline, still a lot of fun, excellent. In this book especially, we get to see and get to have a lot of things develop that I enjoyed. So, yeah, I would say it's still worth checking out. The series is still worth checking out, but I felt like it had a satisfying enough ending. Yeah, it was good enough. Good enough. But that's really all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.